Hello everyone, my name is Trevon from freestudiotime.com. I'm here to help beginner artists and engineers turn their mixes into gold. Today, I'm going to go over with you why you absolutely need multi-band compression and how to use it to get a good mix. So make sure you stay till the end and let's get straight into it. So what is multi-band compression? This is essentially a tool that allows us to attenuate multiple frequency ranges of our choosing in accordance to a given threshold. This type of compression is so important because of the purpose it serves on the master track. Multi-band compression is one of the key components that glue our voice in the instrumental track. Without it, your vocals will always sit on top and not inside the instrumental. Let me show you how to use it on the master step by step and what it sounds like. So step one, understanding. I'm using the multi-band compressor in Ozone 10 right now, and at the top you'll see the frequency spectrum we have available to manipulate. One of the most important parts of setting this up correctly is choosing the proper frequency range spread. What I mean by this is knowing where the low end, low mids, high end, and high mids are in your mix. When mastering your low end, it'll stop somewhere around 160 hertz. Low mids and mid range will stop somewhere around 2000 hertz, and high mids will stop somewhere around 10,000 hertz, and the high end goes up to 20k. Ratio determines how many decibels the signal will be attenuated down by when it exceeds the threshold. So for a 2:1 ratio, if the signal exceeds the threshold by 2 dB, it will be attenuated down by 1 dB. And for an 8:1 ratio, for every 8 decibels, it'll be attenuated down by 4 dB and so forth. Attack controls how fast the compression begins processing, and release does the exact opposite. Knee controls the type of compression applied to the signal, with soft allowing gradual balance between processed and unprocessed material, and the maximum setting hard is the exact opposite. Threshold controls how much gain reduction you want. Knee controls the type of compression applied to the signal, with soft allowing gradual balance between processed and unprocessed material, and maximum setting hard does the exact opposite. Threshold controls how much gain reduction you want. And now that we understand everything, we can move on to step 2, using the compressor. When using multi-band compression on mastering, you need to solo out whichever frequency range you're working on to really listen for the adjustment you may need to make. Low end normally gives me a lot of pumping, but let's listen and see how it sounds. Yeah, so I hear a little bit of pumping. When using multi-band compression on mastering, you need to solo out whichever frequency range you're working on to really listen for the adjustments you may need to make. So when using mastering compression, make sure to never go over a 2:1 ratio. Also, you should be striving for somewhere around 1 to 2 dB of gain reduction in each frequency range. This ensures we aren't taking too much away from the master. To get rid of the pumping, I used a slower attack time and a medium fast release. So let's listen to what it sounds like with the adjustments that I made. So now we finished with that, let's go on to the mid range. I'm going to let you hear how it sounds, and I'm going to tell you what we need to get taken care of.
Hush and breathe. I don't ever want to make you feel like you should run from me. And the person I'm becoming, I just can't believe. But I don't ever want to make you feel like you should run from.
So I don't think that sounds too bad. All I really did was a nice balanced compression for this frequency range over here. I did a medium-sized attack with a medium-sized release, but I did use a bit of a higher ratio, mainly just because I was struggling to get the whole mid-range part to really fit, the mid-range part of my voice to really fit inside of the mix. So I added literally just a tad bit more on the ratio to ensure I'm getting what I want out of this compressor. And let's see how it sounds like with it.
Hush and breathe. I don't ever wanna make you feel like you should run from me. And the person I'm becoming, I just can't believe. But I don't ever wanna make you feel like you should run from me.
So yeah, if you look down here while it's playing, you can clearly see that I'm consistently losing about a decibel of gain, which is almost exactly what I'm going for. A decibel to do 2 decibels of gain. And over here, I always add 1 decibel of makeup gain to make up for what we lost. And that's pretty much how I get my master to sound like how, as far as a volume wise, to sound like how it did before I started using the compression. So let me go over here to the high mids. Let me show you what it sounds like over here.
Don't run from me. Hush and breathe. I don't ever wanna make you feel like you should run from me. And the person I'm becoming, I just can't believe.
So there's a little bit of harshness I had to get taken care of, but I didn't go too overboard. I just used a bit of a longer attack, 18 millisecond attack, but I still used that longer release. And 2 to 4 ratio, still make sure I'm getting a decibel of gain reduction. And here's how it sounds. I should also note that in the mid-range area, I definitely try to go for the most subtle adjustments when it comes to attack and release time, because that's where the bulk of our voice lies. So anything crazy we do with the compression, we'll definitely be able to notice it later on when we're listening to the song as a whole. So yeah.
Hush and
Let me show you what it sounds like after I made the proper adjustments. Lastly, the high end. I had to use a bit of a pretty normal attack time, and I used a longer release because I was hearing some funky stuff in there, so I had to kind of play around with the attack and release time to figure out where exactly I needed to go. And 14 millisecond attack with the 88 millisecond release time was exactly where I needed to be. I'm gonna let you hear how everything sounds. So let me show you what all the bends sound like now.
hush and breathe. I don't ever wanna make you feel like you should run from me. And the person I'm becoming, I just can't believe. But I don't ever wanna make you feel like you should run from me. Don't run from me. Intermission, how we moving forward for these bad decisions. Take me back by 4 years, I fucking miss it.
So as you can hear, a very big difference. This sounds more like a song now simply because my vocals sit closer to the beat. If you want to learn how to mix your vocals with stock plugins, click the link in my description and I'll give you a detailed guide on how to do it, which I can guarantee will 5 times the speed of your progression. If you got a lot of value out of this video, hit like and subscribe. I'll catch you all on the flip side.